What's up, my peeps? Welcome into the locker room. But this time, this day, I will have to say I'm going to hop on a Mad Mike because we got a lot going on right now. And in the world of sports, there's always a lot going on. That's why we love this. That's why you love sports because it's always something. I thought about this one day. How much money we spend from the time we're born to the time we leave on sports, playing when in your youth or attending those events with your family, buying little things, all the little seats you buy to sit out there to watch the kid play soccer. Think about it. Think about how much money we spend on sports every year. Every kid, every parent donating to the sports fund. Everywhere. Basically all over the world. The only things on regular TV right now is sports, live sports. It's just amazing. And speaking of, we keep finding all kind of championships. The NBA Cup is tonight. That's the old man versus the young man. The Bucks versus OKC. Milwaukee Bucks and Oklahoma are getting a chance to go in it. And two possible early MVP players like Giannis and SGA, however SGA, however you say all of that, but that's a bad boy there. SGA, bad boy. And when you start talking about this, we were talking about this over at the show early on Speak. Paul had to leave early because he's going over for the cup. Be at the game. So we were talking about it. And we were talking about the difference here. This is really the old heads and the new heads, old men and the young men. And OKC, you just love the way they play ball. Now I know Dame and Giannis is playing some pretty good basketball right now. And I heard Giannis say, well, it doesn't even matter. Now, it doesn't matter about the money. When he's been in the league quite a while. That's one thing I loved about last year when LeBron won and the Lakers won. He was talking about giving it to those guys on the bench. They need that money. Giannis is, not quite in the LeBron range, but yeah, he doesn't need that money. But that little whatever they get, that dude on the bench, he needs that money. And trust me, he probably young dude. Probably got him a little, what we call a little woody account. That's what most people, let me just let you in on a little secret. Most had a little woody account. We called it something else. The best thing I can give it to you is the woody account. That's the account that you get little funny money in. Because you'll get like little things coming in, right? Some people will say, $10,000 to come by for 5 minutes, or we'll give you $30,000 to sign 100 balls or to sign 30 balls, whatever. You get those offers all the time. And sometimes you do them, sometimes you don't. But sometimes you just do them. You say, I wouldn't normally do this, but my little woody account is low. The woody account. The woody account. So I'll take a little, okay, we'll do 30,000. Okay, I'll take it. And then you throw that in the woody account. I don't know. What is that? And you throw that in the woody account, the woody account. Not that I have one now. I don't really have one now. But back then I had one. The woody account is the money you spend on the woody. All the women and all that. Nobody need to know about that. You put that over there. You see what I mean? That go over there by itself, and it don't mess with the real circulating flow of your money that's got to run all of your business. That's just the woody. I digress. Let me get back. The young guys, OKC, I'm looking for them to get this win right today. But I will keep you guys up on this. Now, as the game goes on, I think the game starts in about 15 minutes here. But the thing that I wanted to talk about more than anything, and I know we saw the Monday night doubleheader, we'll get to that in a minute. And I text back or on Twitter, X, or whatever you call it, and I address some of the things that, even I've seen with Travis Hunter. We want to talk about this. What's going on with Travis Hunter and his fiance, because I'm seeing everybody talking about it. And I'm telling you guys, I just believe we're out of line. I think we're so out of line right here. And think about the enormity of this. And I want to hear from you guys on this. So you can jump on and start telling me something, your thoughts about this. Here it is, and I was just talking about this. When I did that speech last week in Miami, one of the things I talked about in that speech is University of Miami being one of the greatest cocoons in life. All of us crawled into the university as caterpillars, and we leave with beautiful wings, sprouting them out, going to change and make the world better. We're kids coming in. Trying to get all the tools and things we need to go have an adult, prosperous life. And I cannot believe how people are going after this young couple, this young man's fiance, Travis Hunter's fiance, like this, with all of your judgment and assessments of their relationship, to where this poor young lady has to come out because no one wants to be attacked and talked about all the time. We all have a natural desire for affirmation and confirmation. I guarantee you, not a person listening to me or not a person that wakes up and walk around the house that do not have a mirror in that house. They want to check themselves before they leave that house because they want to know how you're going to see them. Everybody, no matter how strong, no matter how tough, no matter how big, no matter how small, they tell you, and how small, big, how they are looking for affirmation and confirmation. And when you get this kind of, oh my God, this kind of action coming at you, this is a young lady. A whole life is in front of them. They got nothing but great green grass in front of them, and y'all acting like they're ass right now, trying to tell these people and tell these young adults how they should be doing and what they should be doing. I don't know how you love her. Let her go right now. Y'all stop that mess, man. Y'all got to stop that. Man, that blows my mind, man. And to these are young kids young adults trying to make their way. Should be so happy right now that they just won the Heisman Trophy. This dude has put in so much work. He went the unorthodox route. And he got there. And this is the prize he gets when we should be talking about, man, what a bad dude you are. I don't want to, and I won't do it here, but I see guys addressing his fiance. Like, let me tell you, we can't do that. That's a violation, man. That's that man's woman. I don't know anybody that's sitting here talking directly, like I'm talking to her, like he's scolding this man's fiance. If I'm Travis, I won't ever say anything to you because that is a violation. You want to talk to me, you want to talk about the circumstances that are around me and say, well, okay, that's fine, we can do that. But because he's a public figure, he wins the Heisman, we get to talk about it. And I know she's there. I know you guys are going to talk about it. But I'm not going to stoop to that level where I might feel like I'm the one scolding his woman. That's his woman. That's his woman. That's a violation, man. Yo, stop that shit. Stop that immediately. You want to say, I just wish Travis and her would understand that the social media world really, you don't need to answer every question and everything. I wish that's fine. But addressing his girl, his wife, his soon-to-be wife, whether you want it or not, addressing his wife like you were scolding her, you should be saying something to her, it's a violation. You're not going to let a man come in and start scolding your wife or talking to your wife any kind of way. So stop that. Let's hold up. Let's hold up. It's beyond us. Let me hear what somebody said. Angry Cowboy. We need to stay out of that man's relationship. You're right, buddy. You're right. I mean, I don't know what to do with that. I'm hurt, man. Listen, y'all, I'm hurt. I'm hurt, and you guys should be hurt. We should be lauding this man and saying what a great job he's done. I saw that man. Oh my God, I get emotional even thinking about that because he reminds me so much of Dion. He reminds me so much of Dion, and I saw Dion's whole journey. And these dudes are exceptionally gifted guys, man. And everybody don't always understand it. You know, one of the things when I got Dion to come over, I told Dion, I said, man, I'm going to be your best friend forever. I said, I'll be your best friend forever. Everywhere he had gone, it was always a problem because he's a superior athlete. And other athletes get funny with that, you know, and sometimes it's hard. And that's one thing I told him. And that's why we're so close to that. I said, man, I'll never do it. We'll always be good. We're going to be best boys. We're going to play. And we are still to this day. But I watched it. A guy like that, he reminds me of them. They're singular and focused. They don't drink, they don't smoke. They're not going to be hanging out all day with you and doing all those things. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I was hurt for this man. This man won the Heisman. He's got a fiance, you know, want to start his family, should be happy. And we are sitting here executing her. Come on, man, let's stop. Man, when that dude said stop, when he was playing on social media, stop, guys, my girl, you guys get your own girl. I felt like crying. He was yelling. He was hurt, and he shouldn't be that hurt. Days after winning the Heisman. Yeah, man. As David says, the media wrecked that house. Yeah, I put some on the media, but that's another thing. The media now, we used to put it all on the people writing, but this is also our thirst. You know, when we had certain elements, you had a CBS, ABC News, and all. So whatever they put out had their slant on it, and we can only get what their slant was. But now we're in the social media world. I can't put this on the media because this is your thirst. This went viral because you are thirsty for trying to break into somebody's great ride that they are having and destroy it. And a lot of times when people are like that, it's not that they don't even know, they don't even know the people. They're just really projecting their own lack of accomplishing what they want to accomplish upon these people. Oh boy, yeah, all right, yeah, you're doing all that, but what about her? What about this? What about you're trying to find something to justify you didn't do what you wanted to do, so you want to talk about them and bring them down. That's weak sauce, man. Weak sauce. That's all I'm saying. Ruben, what are you saying? Ruben, Syracuse cheated Miami out of a national in camp, was cheated out of a Heisman. And this crap is BS. Syracuse, there's some things I want to say about the calls in the game, but they did win the game. So I don't say that Syracuse cheated Miami. I don't put that on Syracuse. They won the game on the football field. If you won the game, I'm okay with that. It's the jokers in the damn rooms that ain't playing the game. They're the ones cheating you. They're the ones cheating. So yeah, Syracuse didn't cheat Miami. Them jokers that owed the favor to Alabama and all of them people, that's who cheated Miami, to be honest with you. We just want Travis to protect himself. I understand that. But you gotta back up, man. We gotta back up. Just because we want Travis to protect himself doesn't give us the right to go in and start scolding his woman. That's his wife. That doesn't give us the right. So if I get up here and I said, man, I just hope they have everything in order and we start talking, guys, I understand that, hey, the divorce rate is this. The divorce rate the divorce rate is high, whether you Travis Hunter or no hunter, or whether you ain't hunting at all. So let's stop acting like, and that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what irks me. Right there. So, okay, we want to try to protect them, we want to try to help them, but we do it in a way that it makes that it's like they have to be perfect, right? Since any little thing and every little thing is being measured. So they have to be perfect now when they're just coming into their butterfly. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I use that analogy. They're not going to be perfect. Let's stop looking for that shit and stop trying to kill people with that stuff, when we should be lifting him up for where he is and what he's done. I've always felt this way. We get young guys that have worked their way up out of the ghettos of hell and get to the NFL, right? And went through all of that. And I was one of them. And then he gets in a little trouble and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this. I can't. And we start killing the kid. I was one of them because, oh, you can't believe you made this mistake. He was a kid out of hellholes and ghettos, and he's finally got somewhere. Yes, you can believe he made that mistake. Let's say, great job in working hard to get here, and then just try to undergird him with support and understanding, and try to help him so he can have a great life. But no, we want to project upon him and say, oh, I know you got that big rookie contract, but look, what you doing getting caught in the strip club after curfew? What every other 20-year-old trying to do. So stop. That's all I'm saying, man. Let's stop putting restrictions and putting things, expectations on these kids, young men. That's all. We got to stop that, man. When people put their business on the internet, they invite that criticism. They do. They can't take the good without expecting the bad. I'm with you on that. If they don't want people in their business, they would stay off social media. I understand what you're saying, but the reality is this generation is not staying off social media. And because they're on social media and they're out here talking, I still say it doesn't give you the right, me the right, anyone the right to think that they can just say anything, any kind of way. Just because, well, they took a picture on social media or you heard them talk, and so now I'm going to invade with all of my opinions. And I'll take your opinions on each subject if you write down or let me know from whence your opinion comes. Since a person's opinion is only as good as their knowledge based on the subject. So when you tell me that Travis Hunter's girl is going to do this and is going to leave him or do this or do that or whatever you want, whatever you're saying out here, whatever you're saying, don't just say that shit blank. Come on, say, I know. You know how I know? Because I've been married 4 times and all 4 of mine left. You see what I'm saying? So now, okay, what did you see? I've been married 3. See, we don't add that part. We talk about it like we know. Coincidentally, I've never been divorced, so don't jump like I'm saying something about me. And I'm saying right now, me never getting divorced wasn't on me anyway. I did everything to mess it up. She did everything to keep it together. Thank God for her. So I'm not trying to grab anything here. I am not the one to be trying to grab credit for running the straight race. I'm just telling you guys, this right here, I think we're out of line. We're out of line, man. And even if you have availability, doesn't mean you should go and just do what you want to do and not consider the young human that we're dealing with, the young humans that we're dealing with. Both sides. You guys know young love. We all have been through it. And everybody want to act like they had a smooth sailing. That ain't true. There was an old song, I know a lot of you are probably too young to hear it, but it went something like this. It says, Everybody. It ain't said somebody. It ain't said three bodies. It ain't said them bodies over there, not those bodies over there, and that body, that body. It said everybody plays the fool sometimes. No exception to the rule. And I ain't lying. And I want to make it clear here. I'm just telling you, we all have had situations in our lives. And we all have had situations that didn't work out. Let's let these people walk their own path. Stop projecting your stuff that didn't work out upon them. Let their love be their love. Your pain be your pain. Hold on to it. Don't throw it to them. And let's hope and pray that they're different, that they're different. And we can have some people that we can start pointing to and say, hey, boy, they've been together since college. And they made it. Doesn't mean they made it perfectly, because trust me, we didn't make it perfectly. You know, we didn't make it perfectly. I just want us that Travis in his say, let's just stop it, man. Let's give these young adults the opportunity to continue transforming from that caterpillar into this beautiful butterfly. Let's give them the opportunity, as they are projecting right now, to start their young family. Let's give them those opportunities, man. And I don't care, just because you have the ability to, don't mean you need to do. It's called having a damn soul. It's called having a heart. It's called being human. You know what I mean? It's just called being human. What does it say? She wasn't prepared for people walking over her, ignoring her, everybody wanting and raving over him. That's a lot to take if you haven't even dealt with that. And I heard her try to give this explanation. And the thing is, she was right in what she said. She's absolutely right. You guys get snippets and you assess, and then you insert your own reality around the snippet. And then you come back with your own asserted reality that involved your pain in your reality. And now you're saying, ooh, red flag, marker, marker, marker. All because of your pain. That's all that comes from. You know, some people in their relationships, they like to joke around, have fun, they get on each other. I'm not one on it because I'm too sensitive. I don't do the cracking jokes, relationship things, or the talking any kind of way thing, because I'm just too sensitive for it. I'm too emotional. You know what I mean? So I don't do it, but so people do it. And we got to allow them to have their relationship any way they have it. You work on yours, they'll work on theirs. Travis Hunter, congratulations, man. Congratulations again, my man, on winning the Heisman Trophy. I cannot wait to see it. I know you guys probably saw that piece I put out about they're asking, should he play wide receiver or should he play defensive back? I said, what? Are you joking? I'm playing both. I'm playing both. You know where I get that from? And I told them I was part of the commercial. I was part of the commercial. Receivers were making about 20 million back then, and DBs were making about 15 million. We signed Dion for about 35 million. He got both. You see what I'm saying? It was back then. You see what I mean? And now it is again with Travis Hunter. This is what makes life so good. I did Dion's show the other day, and we were talking about the journey and how our friendship started way back when he met me at Luke Skywalker 2 Live Crew party in Miami when we were in school, and before we playing and all of that in Miami and Florida State. We were talking about the whole journey. And I thought to myself, wow, this is what makes life great. Like, I've had a great life. God's been good to me, you know. But my story is not just my story. I get to tell my story, but I also get to be a part of Deion Sanders' story for the rest of his life. Emmitt Smith's story for the rest of his life. The Troy Aikman story. You can't tell those stories without us. You see what I'm saying? And I look back over it and I thank God for those journeys. I was there when I met Deion, and we were young kids. And we're still here today, with each other, loving each other. Emmett was my roommate. The first time we got together, I said to him, "What you trying to do in this league, man?" He said, "I'm gonna become the all-time lead in Russia." We had won 3 games in 2 years. I said, "Negro, go to sleep. You tripping. I won 4 games in the last 2 years. And you talk about winning championships and winning a rushing championship. We couldn't run the ball to save our lives." But he did. I watched Troy Aikman, first pick in the draft, man, go through a tough rookie season as we're seeing some rookies go through right now. The Caleb Williams and everything. You think they got sacked? I watched Troy get sacked 11 times. I was like, man, I wouldn't even, I was hurting. I didn't catch the pass in the game because he stayed on his ass. I was hurting. But I saw him fight through that thing and go and have a Hall of Fame career, and now a Hall of Fame broadcasting career. You can't tell that story without me. You see what I'm saying? Those are the great things that we have in life, man. Travis Hunter and his fiancée are just starting those great things. Let's allow them to start it with happiness instead of starting it with all this damn grief. And all that grief is only coming from our own pain and our own failures. In the time it didn't work out for us, stop. That means it ain't gonna work out for them. So shut ye up and sit your ass back down. Speaking of shutting ye up, let me give you this NBA Cup Finals update right here. The Bucks 14, OKC 18 right now, first quarter, 5:49 in the game. OKC just went 2014. So yeah, OKC. I do got OKC winning that game, and taking home the cup. And let me tell you why that's important too. Because I know Milwaukee and Giannis is playing great and coming back. But this thing is all about confidence as you go. I love how OKC and all those boys get there. They do the interviews together, all of that team bonding thing, and now they win a little cup like this. These are all steps that they're taking. But on the Bucks side too, because the Bucks are trying to say we can win with Dame and Giannis, even though, these two, they had some rough hats playing together and everything. But they can win with them, and they want to prove that to themselves. So it's going to be interesting to watch. And as soon as we finish here, I will be turning my attention right to that. Let's go over that Monday night doubleheader we just ran through, right? Falcons beating the Raiders. This one here it's really, remember guys, I told you so much here, how much I really love the Atlanta Falcons team, and I love what they did by taking Kirk Cousins and even Penix Jr. later on. But I don't know what's going on with Kirk Cousins here. I mean, he was 11 for 17, 112 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. It's almost like they're almost afraid now to even use Kirk to throw the ball. And I don't understand that. Kirk, I call, I call guys like, all right, when I'm trying to get to the bottom of something with quarterback play, I'm gonna call. Well, we're talking about Kirk Cousins, but I'm gonna call Kurt Warner, or I'm gonna call Troy. And I want to ask, what did you see? Like Troy did Caleb Williams the other day. Well, what did you see? What do you see? What do you see? Things like that. To help me best give you what you need. And Kirk right now, man, Kirk played on, and when he plays on rhythm and on time, he's a good quarterback. Remember way back then when he first came in, that's the one thing Kyle Shanahan always talked about. He knows how to play on rhythm and time. But now when you get him in a different offense that requires less timing and more seeing things and then waiting on routes to develop before you can purely read the coverage. You get stuck waiting on trying to, is he going inside? And then boom, you take those hits. And it was so funny because Kurt, I remember this, Kurt Warner, he said, Michael, I didn't want to say it because this is how Kurt and I got close. Kurt Warner, I mean, when I was on TV, Kurt was with the Giants. You know, MVP with the Rams, then signed with the Giants, and the ball kept slipping out of his hands. And I said, man, it just doesn't look the same. He looks as if he's scared and he's a little timid. And you know, back then, yeah, they reached out to me. And he was saying to me, you know, there's some things in that system he had to wait on routes to develop. And he was uncomfortable waiting for those routes to develop. You see, I didn't, because I never played quarterback. So I took it as, what's going on? Why is he fumbling so much? When he was in New York, why is he fumbling so much? Is he getting scared? You know? But he's like, I had to wait on these routes to develop. This was a system, not an anticipatory system, you know. And if it's not an anticipatory system, then it wipes out some of your ability shoulders up, because I want to already predict, all right, this looks like cover 3. When they drop out, I'm going to hit the quick out. I want to assess that right away. I don't want to drop back and wait to see the route develop. Oh, that didn't develop. Now I got to move over here. Oh, that didn't work. Then go over and move, reading across. I want to get ahead of the game if I know cover 2. Corners are coming up, 2 safeties in the middle. I'm going to catch a hook area play here. I'm going to throw the ball right in the hook area. So I already know that. So I can drop back looking over here, but when I get to top of my route, I'm going to pivot, bam, I know where I'm going. That's pre-snap, I know where I'm going. Post-snap is when you got to watch and develop routes. Snap, and you don't know. Now you don't know where you're going and you got that ball. And now you're watching to see if this route develop for you to come open. And you're panicking because you're used to playing ahead of that clock and not behind that clock. And that's what's going on, he says, with some of that's going on with Kirk. And man, they got to get up out of it. They got the win with the Raiders, but the Raiders don't want to win any games right now because they're trying to get that quarterback, either Shador or Cam Ward, and they will get one of them. Giants right now, I think it's first pick, and the second pick goes to the Raiders. Nobody's going to let that go. I was talking to Dion, and I've heard Ward to the Giants and Shador and possibly time to the Raiders. As a matter of fact, Dion asked me that on his show. So I imagine I can say that here. Dion asked me if he has the opportunity, what should he do? If I was him, what would I do? Oh, yeah. I was in Colorado and didn't want to lose my head. So I was like, that's a tough decision. You got to make the best decision. You built such great things here. But the reality is not in Colorado. Stop. There is no great thing. There's nothing greater in life to be able to say, I coach my son at the NFL level. Are you joking? No one can say anything about this. I coach my son at the NFL level. I was with him the whole way through. And I'm talking about a son that didn't have his father like that. You see, I know Dion's pain from not having his father. This is the very, very definition of turning a generational curse into a generational blessing. All the kids, and there are a lot of them that did not have their father, Dion stands and say, just because he wasn't modeled in front of you, don't mean you can't become a great father anyway. You see what I'm saying? And he's become a great father, a great father. Anyway, they asked me, did I want to coach? And I said, like I started this, my life has been great. But the one thing I said, so funny too, and there's Kimber Chillings, Camber, they just asked at her, would you coach? And Dion asked, he's always asking me. Jerry's asked me. And it's so funny because I said this, I said, one thing as I look back now that I do think about is for me, and for most of us, we're going to leave time and go to eternity. And we'll be looking back on time and say, oh, I didn't know I meant that to that person. Oh, I meant that to that person. But when you coach in time, you get those flowers in time. I did Ken Norton's 50th birthday, and Khalil Mack and all those guys were coming up because Ken Norton and I came in to Dallas together. Great friend. I was first round and second round. And he asked me to do the 50th. I told you guys before, I left that birthday. I was so moved by all of those players giving Ken his flowers right there in time. I went right to New York and met with the commissioner. I wanted to get out of my contract in TV to go into coaching because I wanted that. And I was 50 years old. I was like, man, what am I leaving? What mark am I leaving? And Goodell said to me, because I was on TV at the time, he said, I really appreciate your thoughts in your direction, and this is what made me love him. He said, well, Michael, we'll have a lot of young men that are coming from some pretty tough backgrounds. He said, I like having you on TV, even though we've had some situations, because I want them to know that though they may go through bumps and roads, their story too can end well. That made me love them right there, because that's all we want if we're really, really trying to be good people. We want to leave whatever we got and whatever lessons we've gotten, turn around and say, hey, here you go, buddy. Make your journey better than mine. Stand on my seat and make it your floor and take it out. That's all. And you get the opportunity to get those flowers in real time when you're coaching. You see, that's the greatest thing in the world. That's right. Last Saturday night at the Heisman Trophy, you saw Dion get his flowers in time. Imagine telling that kid, come on with me to Jackson. Everybody's saying, boy, you crazy. You gonna follow Dion over there to Jackson? And he did. And right then, right there, I don't know how Dion held it together, grabbing those flowers, coaching that kid all the way. And no one else would have given him an opportunity. I talked about this today, and it sickens me to my gut. Now, we got 13 GMs. 13 GMs. They were asked, where are you going to play Travis Hunter? I said, what? They all had their mind. We want to put him at cornerback with that ball control, and being able to go and get the ball from the cornerback position is very important. You can find receivers to do it, but you can't find people at the cornerback position. I'm like, okay, guys, he played both ways in college. You can play both ways here. And if I'm Travis Hunter, I'm telling the NFL, I'm playing both ways or don't draft me. Whatever team, I'm playing both ways, because I want to play both ways these first 3 years. And then it's going to be time to give me a new deal. And I'm going to tell my team, Shohei Ohtani, my money to me. You see what I mean? Shohei Ohtani, my money to me. What does that mean? When Dion came in the league, Dion got both. Travis Hunter, you should get both. Shohei Ohtani, that money to me. That's pitcher and hitting money. You got receiver and DB money, and you deserve it. And no other coach would have given you the opportunity to do it. And these 13 GMs already making their minds up. Oh, I'm gonna put them over here. I'm gonna put them over there. Shame on you. And I bet you a lot of them. I bet you a lot of them are losing. You know why? Because they're trying to make players fit what they got in their damn head instead of taking their player and making what he has in his head fit on your team. I got a guy that wants to be greatest on both sides. I'm going to give him those opportunities because I want it to affect everybody on my team. I want to say, you're going to let this dude be great at two positions and your ass ain't going to be great at one? Y'all don't even think about stuff like this. That's why your ass will never win anything. You don't know. You should just talk to me and shut the hell up. That's all. I'm going to get off that. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. Quick draw. What you say, quick draw? I think what Travis Hunter said in his speech to my father who couldn't be here, it broke down, I think, all Black men whose father wasn't there and couldn't be there felt that one. I do too, quick draw. I do too. Ain't no doubt in my mind, but watch where I go with this, that all Black men felt it. I've said many times here the numbers, 30% Caucasians, 51% Hispanics, 73% African Americans, fathers not in the kids' lives. These numbers are incredible because 90% of people incarcerated comes from fatherless homes. So yeah, when you say every man cried, every Black man cried, you're right. But why were they crying? For myriad of reasons. Because it's such a pain in a man to not have his father. And this is what I've noticed and watching and studying men, like even young men coming from those ghettos that didn't have his father. I used to even try to tell coaches, oh, you got to be careful how you address these kids. Now, you got to imagine this. His mom's probably working 2 jobs, you know? His mom's working 2 jobs and she's worn out. So she's coming home every time and she don't know where that joker is that she had this baby with. And so she's talking nasty about him. Mom, your daddy never did nothing. I haven't seen him. She's talking nasty about him. She's clouding this kid. Remember, the Bible says, creating your image and likeness. Every time she speaks these words to soften her pain, she's putting pain on him because she's talking about his father, who he was created in the image and likeness thereof. Now, he's going to try to deviate from this behavior because he sees the pain it causes his mom. He's going to say, I'm not going to be like you. I'm not going to be like that. But statistics show that a lot of times they do. The kid that watches dad beat his mom, statistics show he ends up beating his girl. You see, we follow not just what's said, but what is mimicked in front of us. It's a natural thing to do. So yeah, that matters. She's coming home talking bad about his father, who he says, that's also mean, that's some of me, that's in me. He's conflicted. He don't even want that part of him because he hears how much it's hurting his mom and he loves his mom. And then she's going to work, working 2 jobs. Get me out, guys, get me out. She's coming home complaining about who else? The white man that's working her to death because this Black man ain't did nothing for her. So now this little kid who's played with all of this anger coming up through these grades that was doing good. Now he has to go to a school and get coached by a coach. And now he's going to go off to a white school and have a white coach, a Black, because he's talented. He's going to get some opportunity. Now his gift is going to take him to a place, like the Bible says, that his person is not prepared for, because his person is still dealing with all the men that hurt mom. So when he sees the white coach, he sees her white boss. You see what I'm saying? When he sees the black coach, he sees his dad. He sees nobody there for him. I'm telling you, the great coaches know these things, and they get behind the scenes and they work with them, and they bring them out, and they make them better, and they help them. And I listen. I love seeing it, and it's important to talk about it. And I tell you, I can't. What Dion is doing is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And I thank God that we crossed those paths, and that he knows that he crossed our path. You know what I mean? So I'm sure, yeah. And the other game, Chicago Bears, of course, the other Monday night game, my boy Troy me did that. The Vikings beat the Bears 30-12. Sam Darnold, 231 yards, touchdown, and interception. Caleb Williams, 18 for 31, 191 yards in the TD. And here again, all the conversation is about Caleb Williams, because really he's just holding on to the ball too long. I saw Troy talking about that last night. You know, you got to let the ball go. You got to trust that receiver that he's going to get that ball, that he's going to get out of that break. You can't wait. Same thing, you're waiting to see him open. If you see him open, it's too late. How many times have you guys been watching and you'll see where they show quarterback threw the ball before he came out of the break? If I see you throw the football, that means the defensive back saw you throw the football. He'll have time to cut in front of me and intercept it. That's the timing of the game. Buxton came back. Second quarter, 11-16, Bucks 32, OKC 28. Boy, Bucks came on back. They're gonna make runs now, and no one stops Giannis when he's on his way to the basket, man. So yeah, that's going to be that's going. I still got OKC. You know, still got OKC coming through on that one. So yeah. But let me tell you something. I don't think enough people are giving Minnesota any credit right now for having any opportunity to do anything in this playoffs. And I'm telling you, I think they'll be a dangerous team for somebody, because they're playing some pretty good football. And I can't wait to see how Sam Darnold does when they get to the playoffs and see what happened in that playoffs. Now, there are a few teams that I look at. You know, Minnesota, the Packers. Packers beat the Seahawks 30-13. The Love at 229 yards, 2 TDs. Josh Jacobs, this is my concern, 26 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. Packers had 7 sacks. 7 sacks. Gino Toretto got hurt. I mean, you know, the Packers are really rounding up. If that defense can perform like that, and that passing game is really taking off, you know, with the young guys they got, Jordan Love. But Josh Jacobs, I don't know the severity of his injury. He got hurt. Different team without Josh Jacobs. The way this dude runs the football, he runs hard. They're a different team without him. So they're going to need him down the stretch. But Green Bay will be a team that can scare people in the playoffs. Now, the best game, I don't care what anybody says, was the Bills and the Lions. For a myriad of reasons, I love that game. Josh Allen was just phenomenal. 362 yards and 2 TDs. And then he carried the ball 11 times for another 68 yards and 2 TDs. He's clearly right now has his hand on the trophy, the MVP trophy. He went 3-3 last week and 2-2 this week. That means 3 passing, 3 running touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 running touchdowns. This dude is like, he's just like, he's dominating, and all of that he's done, but he's not turning the ball over. That he has never done, and that's the kicker. You got Cook, James Cook. He's running the ball. He's getting 105 yards, and then this here, man. I was like, Josh Allen is carrying this team. He's carrying this team because when you think about it, look at the talent he has with him. That Cook ran for 105 yards, but we're still developing Keon Coleman. Amari Cooper had zero grab, zero. So it's not like you replace Stephon Diggs with someone that's going off over here and putting up big plays. No, this dude is just carrying this team. Josh Allen is the MVP. Now, going down these last few games, Josh, you cannot get one of those 4-5 interception games in here. And I don't expect you to do it because you haven't done it all year. But that could derail you. Lamar Jackson did move up a little bit, but you still got his hands firmly on that trophy. Jared Goff had 494 yards, 5 TDs. This thing that trips me out. St. Brown, 14 receptions, 193 yards, and a touchdown. Laporta, 111 yards. This is the thing that tripped me out. Detroit can be as good as they want to be or as bad as they need to be. Detroit's the only team, I bet, in the history of the National Football League that has had 5 turnovers, 5 interceptions in one game, and won. And then 5 TDs in another game and lost. Now go figure. 5 turnovers, 5 interceptions in one game and win. Five turnovers in one game, you win. 5 touchdowns in the other, you lose. That is very interesting. I already talked to you guys about the Eagles and the Steelers, so I don't want to jump back into that because I had that conversation with you, but I will tell you this. I am going to still monitor that whole situation. I know I told you they showed me their football family, but they're like family. You got to consistently and constantly work on family because that's why God made it blood. God said, I'm going to just make sure I make family blood because y'all going to want to not associate with them. But if you ever need a transfusion, you'll come on back to them. You use that blood. That's the thing that keeps us together, family, blood. But also, family is bonded by other things than blood, like a great love. When we love the same thing, we become family. You know what I'm saying? Like we love sitting here chatting, talking football. I love chatting with you guys. And as a matter of fact, I want to do this as I get ready to close here. Remember how I used to do that? We do the overreaction or reasonable reaction, going over the hot takes that people have thrown out from the week. I want to take the last few minutes here, and I want you to give me your overreaction or the hot takes, the overreaction or what you would consider to be a reasonable reaction. And I will ask, and I will assess it as such. You know what I'm saying? Let you know, is that an overreaction or is that a reasonable reaction? I want to get you involved in that, just here for a few minutes, just to see where you go with this. And we can go anywhere with it. Deion can coach, but I don't think he could coach in the NFL. I'm going to put that in here, and I think that's a overreaction. I really think that's an overreaction. There's what makes you think he can't coach in the NFL? Coaching, X's and O's one thing, but Jimmy's and Joe's are the other thing. And I think right now, that's exactly why he will be great in the NFL. Because it's not just about the X's and O's. It is about the players. And he is a player. And he is a communicator. The job of all coaches is to reach down inside that player and pull out the best player that they have inside there. And it's not just because, it's not just go pick the best player. Oh, that guy, he can run fast and jump high. Come on. No. I got to get him to run fast and jump high every day. I got to get him to figure out what makes him tick. So I can know what makes him tick. So I can flip the script. I beg to differ on people thinking, well, you don't recruit in the NFL. No, you don't recruit to come to the NFL, but you got to recruit the best them down in there. That is recruiting. Stop being so linear and narrow. A great recruiter is a motivator, a guy that makes people want to follow him, a guy that makes people want to pull the best out around him, and Dion can do that. So saying he can't coach on the NFL level is absolutely an overreaction. You know, Lamar should be the MVP favorite. Overreaction. No, he should not. Lamar having a good year. Yes, he is. Lamar has so much talent. Josh Allen has not that much talent, nowhere near the talent he has. Every team has talent, but nowhere near that talent. Lamar got two number ones, or at worst, 1.5 in Bateman. He got two starting tight ends in Andrews and Likely. And then he got a motor, half man, half motor. Motar right there in the backfield. Yes. And Lamar still playing for first place against the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend, where he is a team with his record 1-4 over the last 5. You see what I'm saying? So no, Lamar should not be the favorite for MVP. Josh Allen should be the favorite. I saw this and it made me pause. James, I see you. Mike McCarthy, should be resigned? Are you asking me, should he resign, or are you asking me, should he be fired? You know, that's the one that we're looking at now. Mike McCarthy's never going to resign, and I wouldn't resign either. I'm not going to step down or step away. Now the question is, should they replace him? And you know, early in the season, as we talked about replacement, should resign. Okay, should be resigned. Oh, resign. Oh, resign. Okay, resign. My bad. Okay. Yeah, I see how you put it. I got you. I've been vexed with this. I really have been vexed with this because, you know, early on when the season goes bad, we all let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here. But when things start drying up now, you know, I wanted a Bill Belichick. If I can't get Dion, I just wanted some more discipline here. I told you guys, these guys don't sleep at the hotel the night before. They're all at home. I just don't think that's a viable way to win games. So if you ask me, if should be resigned, if we should resign him, then they're still playing hard on the football field, and they got to win, and they're playing hard, and I like that, even though they're not going anywhere. But and you got to say, all right, can I find who can I get to replace him? Yeah, I would take a Vrabel. That offense is going to be able to run. You can run an offense, but I would take a Vrabel, and maybe Vrabel don't want to come here, and then I would start saying, okay, maybe we can look into resigning Mike McCarthy. But here's what I need. I just need some discipline here, man. I need people to have curfews the night before a game. I need people to be thinking and make mind on a game. If not, we're just bullies. We're just lying to ourselves. Nothing's going to happen. That's all. We need to put some discipline around this team. You put discipline around this team, and Mike McCarthy's coaching with this team, then maybe we can make something work. Maybe we can make something work. But as he is, and if Mike McCarthy's coming back as he is, the answer is hell no. No. Did you see the jobs that Dan Campbell and Mike Tomlin did with those losses that they had this week. I watch teams and losses also and how they handle them. They handle them masterfully. Can't wait to see how each of those teams show up and play. You know what I mean? My high take, you so intelligently and passionately about life and football makes me think you would be a great choice for the next Dallas Cowboys head coach. Oh God, that's such an overreaction. Oh my God. Listen, I am no way anywhere qualified, nor do I want to have that position on me. No way, no way, no way. I do not want everybody digging down, digging in all of my history to try to find a way to bring me down when I coach that team to an undefeated season. Y'all know I am undefeated in Pro Bowl coaching now. Every time I went over to coach against time, Coach Prime, one of the few to beat him, coach against Jerry Rice, of course, beat him too, so I'm undefeated on that thing, man. Oh, wow. Let me give you this first. I got some breaking news right here. NBA Cup final. Let me give you the update. Bucks right now, 37, Oklahoma City, 41. Quarter number 2, 6:15 left in the quarter. Bing, ling, ling. Hey, Nathan, we got to get some breaking news music. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, hell. No, we don't. Let me tell y'all why. And then I'm going to tell y'all the breaking news. We don't need to break that. I'm scarred with that breaking news. Man, I was sitting at home when I was back in them days, them hotel days, when they got caught in the hotel, man, they were breaking news. I was sitting right there in the living room one day with my lady, and they were like, breaking news. We have the phone from the White House. Coming up next, play the recording. I'm squirming like a bug. I don't know why. I didn't get that. Oh my God, I didn't get that phone. Oh my God, I was about to throw something into the TV. I was sitting with my leg down. What? Hey, what? Woo, woo. Ever since then, that breaking news sound, every time I hear that PTSD, it's that PTSD on breaking news. So yeah, we don't need no sound. But I do want to break this news. It was just announced by Ian Rappaport that Penix Jr. is expected to start next week. That's right. So I guess Kirk Cousins will be sitting down. That is incredible. So that means Penix time is now. There has to be something going on with Kurt here. Remember, they just gave Kurt $100 million this year. I understand that he was coming back off the knee, coming back off the leg injury and everything. But this move right here, it's surprising. I expected this to be somewhere made this time next year, and to let Kurt get through those first 2 years, and then let this thing kind of just work on its way from there. But when I look at it and I see it, you say, oh, okay. So let me tell you why. They play the Giants next week, then the Commanders, the Panthers, right? So now if you're trying to situate it, you put him in now because you're playing against the Giants. The Giants do not want to win a game. They got the first pick. So here, now what you're doing is putting him in a game, boy, that he can get a victory in and feel pretty good about himself. Because with Penix, they should beat the Giants. The Giants didn't come this far to win a game now. And if they do, then they're more stupid than anyone has thought. Right now, I will have Yeah, I'm not winning that game if I'm the Giants. So now Penix gets a victory. He goes out, he gets the game time experience. He walks out of there with the victory. Now, then the next week is going to be something because you're going against the Commanders, and then he finishes with the Panthers. They decided to make this move. This move, when I look at that schedule, says this could be it for Kirk. If this kid jumps off and plays pretty good in these next 3 games, and then, and I think it's so smart too. Now he'll get an opportunity to take this play to break his own play down in the all off season from these last 3 games if they leave him on the field. That bears to be watching. I can't wait to see that this weekend. Now, man, this game is getting tight. Q2, Bucks 43, OKC 45. Let's jump into this. I'm about to go and watch this game, folks. Now, you guys, I want to tell you, thank you for spending some time here. Thank you for talking through that Travis Hunter thing with me. I got to make sure I reach back out to Shannon because, of course, we've been texting back and forth. But you just can't violate it. Let's just be better. Let's be better. That's all I'm saying. Now, one time did I address that man's fiance as if I'm talking directly to her. That's his fiance. He's a man of that house. When the Bible says, so you guys ever wonder about that? When it says, let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. You understand what the term means. See, in heaven, God is the king of his domain. He's the king of his domain. So he's saying to every man, you're the king of your domain. Let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. Kingdom. What kingdom? King of the domain. Each of your households. That's your dome. That's your kingdom. King of your domain. Let's make sure we're being the kings of our own domain and not the king of Travis Hunter's domain. He is the king over there. Let's shut it the hell up and let that king do his thing. You see what I'm saying? I'll see you right here next week in the locker room chatting with the playmaker. Before we go, 47. Anytime I see the number, I gotta holler it out. The Bucks 47, OKC 46, Q2 233. I'll see you next week. Hit that subscribe button and join the locker room. My peace, people.